Not every wage, and please hear me clearly on this, not every wage is designed to be a livable wage.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. That's Republican Congress House Minority Leader, Pennsylvania State Representative Jesse Topper arguing that just because you sell your time to a corporation doesn't mean you should be able to live off that. What are you, some type of human? What do you think? You're supposed to have some type of self-respect? Not in Pennsylvania or in any country of mine. Now, this wasn't a debate like we usually cover, but I felt like this was an important piece of a speech that we needed to hear to really understand the world we live in. So let's watch this small clip and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Not every wage, and please hear me clearly on this, not every wage is designed to be a livable wage. My 16-year-old son is not working for a livable wage. Someone who is retired and is helping out part-time, that is not necessarily a livable wage. What determines a livable wage is, in fact, the market.
I'm sure, we're all sure that your son, 16 years old or not, is not working to survive, is not working for a living wage. He doesn't need to work to survive. But most 16-year-olds that are working to survive. And if someone is retired, these are his examples of why we shouldn't have a living wage. If someone is retired, why are they working a part-time job? Do you think they're not trying to survive? If they were good off just their retirement, they would not be trying to quote unquote help out. Nobody works at Walmart after they retired to help out. What are you talking about? These are the type of sneaky tactics and words they use to try to get over on people. Nobody that works wants to be exploited. But when you work in the government, your job is to exploit everybody and everything.
When we have government mandated wages, what happens is there is an upward pressure on all wages. It's not about who makes currently $7.25 an hour. If you raise it to 15, 16, 17, 18, now what happens to the general manager who's making 20? And then what happens to the employee who's making 25?
These examples always run out as soon as you realize that most CEOs of giant corporations make millions of dollars a year. Tens of millions. There's no way you have people on your payroll that could barely survive off of the wage that you're paying them, but you have executives getting paid like Steph Curry. What do you mean? If you say you can't afford to pay your employees a living wage, then you can't also at the same time have executives getting paid like superstar NBA players. Because then that just defeats the purpose. Companies like Walmart or McDonald's, who every year brag about their record profits, also bribe politicians to make sure, like this guy, to make sure that the minimum wage is not a living wage. And who covers that cost? All the assistance that people get because even though they have a job, they can't afford to live, that's paid by taxpayer money when it should be paid by the profits that was generated by those workers. If we're working and generating a profit, why is that profit only split between the executives and more stock buybacks? Because corruption is king. Buying politicians is way cheaper than paying your employees a living wage if you're a McDonald's or a Walmart. Why wouldn't you do that? It's a logical plan. I understand it. From their point of view, it makes perfect sense. If I'm Microsoft, I already hired them to build the AI, and now that AI took their jobs. Why wouldn't you do that if you're Microsoft? It makes perfect sense, especially if you can outsource the rest of the jobs to other countries where you could pay them $1 an hour, $2 an hour. Why wouldn't you do that for more profits to be split between the executives only, for more stock buybacks? If you're part of the parasite class, it makes perfect sense. I totally get it. And this is why Las Vegas is dying. I don't know if you've heard recently or if you've been there or if you live there, but this is what Las Vegas looks like. Completely empty. And according to the New York Post, it's young people's fault. How is it our fault that y'all not paying a living wage but have $25 drinks? That everything is rigged against regular people? How is that anybody's fault besides the parasite class? Las Vegas dying is a separate video, but it's all connected. The parasite billionaire class wants you barely living. Not only in the real world, but also digitally with all the digital IDs and the biometric verifications they want you to do for all the websites. It's all about control. The billionaire class wants to control the rest of the world, and the internet had them losing a little slip of the control of the information, but they are fighting back hard. And it doesn't work without pieces of shit like this guy. And others. This representative is not alone. He gave that speech because he was paid to. Because he knows that as soon as he loses his job, he's gonna have a lobbying job somewhere else. So his life is taken care of, his kids are good. But what about yours? Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And talking about how terrible lobbyists are, click this video to see Mehdi Hassan call out a lobbyist to his face. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.